Hello, friends. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining me today, this evening. Happy Friday. Let me make sure my sound's off over here. It is. Thank you for hanging out with us today. It is a busy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. I forget what day it is often. If you're out there, please say hi. Let me know. Andrew is not going to be joining us on the live today, but he might come in the comments. But he's also very busy creating. I don't know if you've seen it yet. He shared some. We've just reshared some. He's making these beautiful root baby pins that we are going to be giving to Contemporary Craft for their out of hand gala. It's a gala and auction fundraiser event for them tomorrow. And we're going to be there and we're going to have a table set up to sell some stuff as well. So he's doing that. I don't know if we'll see him in the comments or not. I don't know what stage in the process, if he's done with them all, if he's still working on them. My guess is he's still working on them. We have over 100 of them to make, and they take at least 10 minutes each just to engrave, not counting the back that we have to engrave and the he's also coloring each one in. It's a lot of work. Marianne's here. Hello, Marianne. Thanks for joining us. He may be joining us in the comments. He may not, is what I'm getting to here today. But we're going to have a good time. We're going to hang out. And I hope you're enjoying your Friday. It is a beautiful day here in both Johnstown and Ligonier. It's beautiful here right now. I'm in Ligonier. I was in Johnstown at the shop all day. It was a beautiful day up there. It started out chilly. The wind was blowing a little as the wind was chilly, but it is beautiful now. And I got to, by the end of the day, I had the door open at the shop. Now, unfortunately, I have some issues happening. I forgot my charging cables, my computer, my entire bag. Um, any of you who carry a bag or a purse know what it's like. I forgot my whole bag at the shop. I was gathering stuff because we're setting up a table at Contemporary Craft, and I was gathering all my stuff and the stuff that we're going to use maybe for that. I always sometimes I have a tendency to overpack. Um, I don't think I overpacked. I brought the things that we normally bring to a show, but I thought I threw my bag in that. We bring a rolly cart. It's a pretty big rolly cart actually. And I thought I put my bag in there and I threw that in the car and I went and locked the door, said goodnight to the store, and got in the car and drove away. I did not realize I did not throw my bag in there until I was rooting around for it, looking for my charging cables and trying to find my computer. And then I realized that's what happened. So I moved the computer from here, which is at my packing table, right here. So I brought the whole computer over here so I can see what's going on. I don't have a charging cable for my phone. And of course, this is the day where I use my phone the mostest. I use it for my hotspot at the store. We don't have Wi-Fi. We're only open 3 days a week. There's only one internet supplier available to us, and we've not heard great things. So we just use our Wi-Fi. We use our hotspots. We have business lines for our cell phones. They come with great hotspot capabilities. So we use that, but it runs my phone dead. And I packed up my bag today. I was like, I got my chargers. I'm going to make sure I have them. I checked the wall sockets at the shop, making sure that I didn't leave them there. And then I left my whole bag. So what I'm saying is, I hope we will make it through this entire live today. I'm at about 50% battery. This is a new phone, so I'm hoping 50% gets me all the way through this broadcast. Kim is here, says hello from the SoCal Craft Circle. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you being here. I heard some of you like big pearls, I was told, so we're gonna have big pearls to start the show. We've had some requests lately for some turquoise. So I brought some turquoise from the shop, some really pretty vintage turquoise that we have that we priced years ago at exceptionally good prices. We've never raised the price on them. We got a good deal, so you get a good deal as well, and you still get a good deal on these. So I'm going to show those to you. I brought some strands of same thing happened with vintage freshwater pearls. We got really good deals on them, so you're going to get really good deals on them. This is stuff that you probably will not find this kind of quality right now for this price ever. With between tariffs and just it takes a long time for these pearls to develop this kind of quality, and a lot of pearls are rushed to the market now, and they don't get this kind of color and beauty to them. So I'm going to show those to you, and then I have my random bag of assorted things that we're just going to take a look at, and we'll see how it goes. Um, let's see. Um, we have some new people joining us. Um, my Fanry Rose 268. Hello. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how what that is, but thank you for being here. Marianne is here. Hello, Marianne. Thanks for joining us. I think did I say hi to you already? Marianne and Kim said hi. Anne is here. Hello, Anne. Jennifer is here. Friend Jen, thank you for joining us. Len is here. Hello, Len. I'm glad you got, I think, a little bit of good news about your mom from what I saw, um, about things going on. So that was good. I know it's not perfect, but I don't know if anything's changed since then. Last I saw, there was an okay update. Um, we've been thinking about you and her. Um, so thank you all for being here. I started my morning rushing around. I did a lot of things this morning at the house. Of course, I got to get up and feed the cats. That's like number one. Get up, feed the cats, right? They make sure they tell me if I don't. Um, Marion says, you did, but nothing wrong with two greetings. Good. Yeah, so fed the cats, got up, got myself together. I had to. Andrew was actually resting when I got up, and so I felt bad, but I had to wake him up and said, "Do you want me to stay home with you, or do you want me to go to the store?" Because if he needed me to help him work on things at home, I was going to stay home today. He said, "Go ahead, go." So, oh, there's Andrew. Hey, Andrew says Barnaby tells you about it. Yes, Barnaby tells me about it, and Gertie now very much tells me about it. But Barnaby does not let me sleep in too much. Um, Usually he'll go back to sleep if I really kind of force it, but he starts getting up at some times and starts licking my face and licking my hands, trying to tell me that, it's time to eat. And Gertie has started doing that too. So she was in the room this morning. Andrew must have brought her in, and she was licking my face, licking my nose, licking my hands, and being her cute self. So had to get up, had to feed them. Got Andrew awake just a little bit to ask him if he wants me to stay. And he told me to go to the store. So I got ready. I had to pick up bird seed from my mom because she was coming up to the shop today before our nephew's baseball game. And because he plays up in Johnstown, and she was going to stop by the shop and grab some bird seed because she gets it from our store down here. So I picked that up for her, stopped at the post office, dropped off a bunch of packages, the last packages of the week. If you order from us, you may already know this, but we ship Monday through Thursday. We have a 4-day work week. So our working days, business days for shipping, it's in our shipping disclaimer too, in our shipping policy on our website. But if you do order from us, we only ship Monday through Thursday. That's how we count our business days for shipping. And so this morning, Friday, because I go up to the shop, I dropped a bunch of stuff off at the post office. And then I got on my way to, I did forget her Mother's Day presents. Yes. I was not, I was so like this morning. Um, Andrew says he does it mostly for his sisters. He advocates for them. Gertie jiggles the doorknob. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Barnaby does advocate for his sisters. it- they had their dinner early the other day, and because I did it before I came up here just to make sure they would have it because I knew I was going to be here late. And when I got home, their plates were empty, and Barnaby knows I'm a sucker, especially for him. So he stands and stares at the empty plates. Sometimes he licks the empty plate. Um, and to tell me that he needs more. And so I gave him more cans of food, and he ate like 2 bites, and his sisters came running in and they finished it up. So he wasn't really hungry himself, but he advocates for them. Um, so it's pretty cute. Um, Andrew says sometimes I can get, what do you say? Sometimes I can get him to take packages on Saturday. Yes, sometimes um, we do pack, but I don't do packing and shipping on Fridays generally because I'm at the shop. So I don't really have time up there to do packing and shipping. Andrew said the cats don't ask me for food. No, they know he's not getting food. Jennifer says, exciting news in my email package shipped. Oh, yes, you've got a nice package coming to you from us. Thank you so much for all of your support. Um, so I headed up to the store. Oh, I got the glassmaker back on my Libby, so I can finish those 2 hours that I had left. So I started listening to the glassmaker again on the way up to the shop, um, and listened to that. Got up to the shop today and sat down. I grabbed a coffee on the way and um, opened up YouTube. I opened my computer and YouTube was up actually, and it loaded. And I saw that one of our friends, Dorothy, was doing her live. And I have not had a chance to tune into her channel, but she was live, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have my coffee, and I'm gonna chat with some people. Andrew says from the morning grind. Yes, I got my coffee at the morning grind. I also got an Asiago and egg and cheese bagel, which was really good. Um, so I was going to eat my bagel and drink my coffee. And Dorothy purchased some things from us, some of our edge stitched silk that we have in the online store, and she did an unboxing at one point. So I got to watch that. Um, in a replay at one point, but I've not been able to catch her live. So this was like the perfect opportunity to be able to hang out, and it was so sweet. Um, Anderson, I'm gonna eat the cake I made you. I didn't know you made me cake. I didn't know you made me cake. I looked this morning to see if there was any cake from last night. I didn't see any cake. Um, but I was watching, they were so sweet on there. I felt like a celebrity. Like she was like taken aback that we would watch her channel, which was really super sweet. And she was very thankful for us tuning in. And it was great to see what she was working on. She was working on a necklace, and she was doing part 1 today, and I think she's finishing part 2 tomorrow. Of course, I won't be able to see it because we're preparing for the show, but it was super sweet. And then a bunch of people who are watching that. Some of you know Dominique, who watches our live once in a while, was over there, and a few other people, and uh, we all then moved over. I think it's Rochelle in Rose's Garden, but Beth was taking over because Rochelle's not here right now. Or Rosanna, not Rochelle. I think it's Rosanna. Rosanna. And she was not there. She tuned in a little bit by comments, but Beth, her friend, was taking over the channel for her while she's gone, and chatted with Beth for a while. Beth also had been playing around with some of our stitched edge silk the other day, about I guess a few weeks back, and so they were showing that off. And I was wondering, we were getting some orders for some of that, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Because people don't always tag us or let us know. Um, so that was from them. So I was glad I was able to tune in and hang out with some people today. It was really nice to see people, and hopefully we'll see some of them here hanging out with us too. Um, so that was my morning, and then I got into working on some things and deciding on some things to bring for the show tomorrow, doing some sorting. My mom stopped up and got the bird seed. She brought my dad with her because he was coming up to watch the game as well, so I haven't seen him in probably months, really. So it was good to see him. And yeah, it was a good day. It was a quick day. I feel like it kind of flew by. and it's not over. So that's what I've been up to. What have you all been up to? What's going on with you? If you are new to us here, we spend the first 45 minutes to an hour just chatting like this. Um, and we do that on pretty much every one of our lives. We go live every weekday. We've had a lot of questions lately because new people are finding us. So um, our schedule is we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday. Every weekday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, except Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we go live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's the first thing. A lot of people have been asking us our schedule. That's our schedule. We do a live every weekday. Um, what are some other questions? Some other people are asking, can I watch a replay to claim things from your videos? Yes, you can watch a replay to claim things. The replays, generally, we ask for you to try to claim within about 48 hours. Um, After that, sometimes things start to go back into their places. Sometimes I can find them easily, sometimes I cannot. So within 48 hours, if you get your claims in, I can usually find the items and say yes. Definitely, if it's available, it's yours. If it's a little bit after that, sometimes I have to let you know. Just have to let you know. Um, so that's that's one of those things. Some people think they can't claim afterwards. You definitely can. Um, we host a D-Stash on Facebook on Sunday nights. That is not a live event. That is, I mean, it's not a visual live, like a video live. We are live when we do it, but we ask questions on our group timeline. We show pictures of things that you can claim right there. You don't have to send us an email for those. On these you do, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But you just claim on the picture. I invoice the same way that I invoice here, and we'll go over that also later. So that's on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So Monday through Friday, lives. Sunday, we have the D Stash. That's on Andrew Thornton Project D Stash on Facebook. We should rename that group, but it's been that way for such a long time. It's just Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash. It is a private group. You can't see it unless you request to get in. If we know you, we will probably let you in. Um, Maybe. No, we do try to guard that group. It's not a group where we want other people. We don't let other people sell in that group. It's only for us to sell to people. So we do kind of guard it. It is a group we've had for a very long time. We try to keep it, you know, we try to keep it a little protected. So, but we have been more lenient lately, and we have been opening it up to more people that we know and trust that we're getting to know on these lives. So, that D-Stash starts on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We usually do 30 lots there, and we ask questions and we get to know each other through those questions. It's really fun, I think. It usually lasts until about 9:30, 10:30 sometimes p.m. Eastern Time. And that event stays open all week. So from Sunday night until the following Saturday night, you can claim those things just by commenting mine or bin on the photos. And then I'll go through a few times throughout the week and invoice people as claims come in. So once Saturday night hits, though, that's it. I don't accept any claims on Sunday because Sunday I start moving everything out, deleting the things, and getting ready for a new event. So that's what we do. Um, let's see. Let me check some comments here. Marianne worked this morning, had lunch, and a nap. That sounds delightful. Um, Jennifer says, adulting once again, getting caught up on taxes. That's always a thing, right? Always a thing. Um, let's see here. Marianne's asking, how do you pronounce your name or what do you want to be called, right? Myffanywrose. What do you want to be called? I see Rose in there. um, but yes. Um, We like to know. We'd like to know who you are, what you want to be called. So that's that. These videos, when we do them every weekday, this has been scrolling across the bottom, so it kind of tells you, but we do a little slip of paper. We're very old school this way. We give you a slip of paper. Today's going to be VV lots. They have a different lot number every single day. You take this number if you want to claim this item. It'll have a price here, and down in this corner we usually have a number. um, that means there are that many items available at that price if we have more than one. You take that number, that VV number, you put it in the subject line of an email. You got to send us an email. So open your email, put VV1, for example, in the subject line, address that email to info@allegorygallery.com, and hit send. That's all you got to do. Please send us a new email every time. Don't reply to an old email to send us one. Just start fresh. New email every time. And if you're new, please make sure we have your shipping address. So make sure you send us that. If your name on here is not your real name, we'll also need that. So that is, I think, it. Please don't claim things unless you really want them. We have before we say all these things for a reason. Everything I'm saying, we say for a reason. For example, in the past, there was someone who came through and claimed every single item. We were ecstatic. We were like, yes, they love it. They're buying everything. It's a great night. So I invoiced them for everything. Now, some people got some things, but they tried to claim everything. And I invoiced them for it. And then they came back and said, oh, I really just wanted number 5, number 2, and number 10, for example. I don't remember exactly what it was. And we said, oh, they said, I just wanted to make sure that I got everything that I wanted. And so what that meant is that everybody who I thought didn't get all the other ones, I had to go back and then try to readjust everything. And we told that person that's not how this works. So please don't send an email unless you mean it. If you send us one, you are agreeing to take it. If you win the item, most things are all one of a kind, or if there's multiples, it's first come, first serve. All right. And that's it. That's it. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Just send an email with that in the subject line. If you'd like to take notes for yourself, a lot of people put the descriptions in the email so they can keep track of things. And that's a good idea if you want notes for yourself, because our things do not come marked. We gather everything together and we ship it out to you. We are only 2 people. I am the only one of us that does all of the shipping. So I cannot possibly label everything for you. So keep track however you want, spreadsheets, pictures. A lot of people take screenshots. However you want to do that, keep track for yourself. And then that's, I think, it. Let's see here. Um, How much was the annoyance fee? No annoyance fee. Nobody, we don't get annoyed. Mafunway Rose. Mafunway Rose. I hope I'm saying that right. Marion says, haha, Jen, knowing William, 0. I know, right? Maybe I should institute one. Um, um, but I don't. Also, Andrew also says, William is in the shop Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Yes. So if you are near us or anywhere near Johnstown, Pennsylvania, I am in the shop. Come visit me. Usually every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For example, we will not be there tomorrow, though, but I'll be back there on Sunday. Oh, and Andrew says, if you get stuff, tell us if you want it to ship right away or hold. Yes. A lot of our people prefer things to ship out in large batches to save on shipping, but also so they're not getting a package every time. Sometimes spouses, sometimes, people in the house, whoever, when they see too many, we've had that told to us that when they see too many packages coming, Sometimes it's not received very well, so they'd rather have like one larger package that comes. And some people don't want to pay the shipping on every single package. You might buy something from us for $3. Do you want to pay $6.50? That's our base charge for shipping. It's our only generally what we charge, um, because prices have gone up recently. Um, but you don't want to pay 650 every time you buy a $3 thing. So if you want things to be held, let us know if you're new. If you've been with us for a while, we kind of get an idea. If you want things shipped out right away, that's when you do have to tell us. I'm going to pretty much assume that our live viewers like to hold things because that's just what most of them do. But if you do want it shipped out immediately, let me know. I'll be happy to ship them out, charge you that shipping, get it out the door for you. Um, so that's how that goes. Um, says perfect. A fun way says perfect. Okay, good. A fun way. I like that. Um, okay. Yeah. And we mentioned this yesterday, but I'll mention it again just to kind of get this out there too. If you have a question with anything business, send us an email. info@allegorygallery.com. That's it. Send us that there. Um, Don't send us a message on Facebook. Don't send us a message on Instagram. Don't hit me up personally on Facebook or Instagram. Don't hit Andrew up personally on Facebook or Instagram. Not for business questions. If you have something fun you want to share with us, or something you think we'd enjoy, or just want to say hi, feel free to hit us up in those other ways. Just know, for me personally, it may take me a week or two to actually see it and reply to you. I am terrible with those messaging systems generally. Um, and the reason we ask this mainly is because um, we do a lot and it's just the two of us, and trying to remember that somebody had a question on Facebook Messenger, somebody sent me a personal question, somebody else sent us an email, and then somebody hit us up on Instagram with a question. I will not remember to get to every one of them. I was a server once upon a time, and I was the worst server in the world because I could not remember that that table wanted coffee, that table wanted ketchup, and that table wanted water. Um, I would one of those tables would get their thing, and that's pretty much how it exists with the messaging services. One of you will get an answer, and that will be the person who sends us an email. So that's how that works. That's all I have to say. We're that's going over everything, and I just do this we do this every once in a while when we know we're getting new people in, and hopefully that'll cover everything. And it seems like so much, right? I've just spent so much time talking about all that, but it's really not. It's ask the people who are here all the time. It's really easy. Just send us an email for the things you want, put that number in a subject line, send us an email, done. um, but yeah, that's it. That's been my day. Um, sorry, I'm suffering from allergies and congestion, so that's my life right now. Other than that, how's everyone else doing? If you're out there, say hi. We've got a good number of people watching us. We've been floating between about 18 and 24 people. I think depending on who pops in, who pops out, um, who wants to hear my my rules of the road and who doesn't. Um, but I hope you're all doing well out there. I'm just making sure that I have everything going up here. I think I'm pretty caught up on most emails today that came in overnight and today. Thank you all for those of you who um, watched yesterday's replay and inquired about things. We appreciate that. And any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Anything fun you did today? Anybody looking forward to the weekend? We're looking forward to the weekend. We have that the Out of Hand gala at Contemporary Craft. There are still tickets available, I think. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you want to come hang out, do it. It's a great thing. They have an auction. It's kind of a fundraiser event for Contemporary Craft. Um, and we're going to be selling things. Andrew's going to have a table set up. Where I will probably be, he's probably going to be, talking to people and doing things. So I will probably be at the table selling things. Maybe he may be behind the table selling things if he's too shy. Um, Surprisingly, we are a little bit introverted and shy when we go to an event. It may not seem like it, but we definitely are. Andrew says, "Yeah, hang out with us." I know we need people to come out and hang out with us. Um, Everything we sell, a portion of it is also going to go to Contemporary Crafts. So if you buy things with us there, you will also be helping out a great, great arts organization in Pittsburgh. We love the people there, love them so much. So we're so happy to do this, and um, I'm very proud of Andrew for becoming the artist that's making the pins for this year. It's a big thing. So, and the chance for us to have a table there and to meet people. A lot of times we go and um, we do crafts there with people while they are there. So this is going to be a change of pace, kind of. I mean, it's still talking to people and engaging with people, and it's a lot of fun. Andrew says, "Don't cock block any sales." Yeah, if you come hang out and you see somebody come up to the sales table, move. um, sometimes people who not in sales. They don't understand some things um about selling. So when you have a customer come up to the table, if you're not in sales and you don't do it very often and you're hanging out with a friend who's trying to sell stuff, as soon as somebody comes up to the table, get out the way. Not to be rude, but kindly move yourself away so that they can deal with the customer or engage with the customer in a helpful manner. But don't try to lead the customer away from the table or um, talk about things that would put people off from trying to buy something. Um, it's a balance. It's a balance, right? We want our friends there. We want to hang out, but we also are there to also sell stuff, right? It is a show. Um, let's see. Susan's here. Hey, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Marion says it's a long weekend here and garage sale season is in full swing. That's kind of cool. We need to have a garage slash yard sale for sure. Susan says this AM was Barfapalooza. One of the cats had issues, but they both seem to be okay. Oh, good. I'm glad they're okay. Can't have them having issues. That happens sometimes. I feel like it's like there are days when just everything is not right, and then they're fine. Um, so it says, other than that, things were quiet. Good, 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 good. Um, Marion says, glad the boys are feeling better now. Yes, absolutely. Anna's here. Hello, Anna. Says, hi, AG family. It's the weekend. It is. It is the weekend. It's a busy weekend for us, but we hope that it's a low key weekend for those of you who need that, because I think some of you do from everything been going on. Um, Hey, Dorothy. Thanks for joining us. Says, sorry I'm late. I was talking about you earlier and how I got to actually hang out with you this morning. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Jen says, how are your fashion challenges for the gala? Difficult. You would think. I don't know how Andrew's doing. He's been at home, I think, most of the day. So maybe he's found something. You would think I would have looked by now. I'm going to be very surprised sometime this evening to see what fits. It's been a long time since we brought any like dressier clothes. Um, I'm like a jeans and in the winter, I'm like a jeans and sweater person. Um, in the summer, I'm like t-shirts and jeans or shorts. I wear my Allegory Gallery. I have one on today. I wear my Allegory. I can't see it. I wear my Allegory Gallery t-shirts most of the time, all the time. So for me, that's what we wear. When I was in New York and stuff, I used to have nice jackets and nice pants and about 18,000 pairs of shoes and things to get socks that matched my outfits, all different colors. Um, but now the pants do not fit. I was much thinner in New York. Um, so none of those fit. And some of the jackets still fit, maybe, hopefully. It's been a while since I've tried many of them on. So I'm hoping there's one. I have one in particular, which is a nice jacket. It's kind of like a black, like impressed paisley kind of design. And I wear that one often, and they've seen me in it before, but that's probably what I will wear with some jeans and either nice shoes, maybe tennis shoes, since we're going to be selling stuff. I don't know. Um, I know people come to this and they're in jeans and tennis shoes too sometimes, but some people get very dressed up for it. So I have to see what level I want to be at, but I also have to remember that we're selling stuff, and it's like we got to be able to move, and we got to be able to sit and stand and move and pack and unpack. So yeah, um, it's interesting. Y'all know, do y'all know what that's like? Or do y'all have, like, some of y'all are probably, you've got the clothes, you've got the closet lined up, you've got everything you need. That's not us. I haven't been to a dressy, like, super formal occasion in a very long time. Um, and the last time I pulled out my suit, uh, I had one nice suit, like a full suit. I pulled it out and the moths had eaten away a chunk of the legs. So there you go. That's what happens. Um, let's see. Um, but um, Marion says, "Hey Dorothy, what's your channel name?" Yeah, Dorothy, it's DGI something, I believe, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But please post your channel, Dorothy. Um, Uh, Anna says, Susan, I woke up to kitty barf and piles around the house. Unfortunately, I found two piles by stepping in them. Oh, that's the worst, right? You come out of the bedroom or something and you're like in a daze and you're just stumbling around the house, and then your foot hits this cold patch or warm patch, depending on how long it's been there. Um, hey, Anita, thank you for joining us. Anita's another one that is often over here too, once in a while, but I saw her earlier today on the other lives. Um, Marion says, "Ew, that isn't fun, Anna. It's happened to me too, of course. If you've got cats, it's probably definitely happened to you." There is, especially since the pandemic, for me, fashion has gone by the wayside, along with going out of the house. Yeah. I have to go out of the house. I am one of those people, though, that I'm glad that I have to go out of the house because for work, I mean, because I can't be in the house for too many days in a row. I get a little stir crazy. Andrew can be in the house weeks at a time, and he's fine. I have to get out. So coming up here to the cottage, even just that small bit of a drive, about 10-15 minutes, is a nice change for me, and I'm happy for that. But I don't like to go out and do too many things. Too many things. Um, ba, ba, ba. But Susan says, I don't have any really dressy outfits anymore, like business clothes. No. Or this is, it's called living a good life. Everybody, we just all want to live a good life, right? Let's just live a good life. Let's make our things, have fun, live our good life. I like it. DGI Designs 2022. That's Dorothy's channel. Go show her some love. Um, uh, yeah, so that was great. Like I said, I got to hang out with Dorothy and Beth later on after that on Rosanna's channel, and that was a lot of fun this morning. I don't often get a chance or time to. Sometimes I watch lives from people, but I don't get to interact because I'm usually watching them during like packing and shipping, um, or I'm watching them in the replay. And we kind of sneak in and watch things sometimes. If people tag us, that's how I saw Dorothy. I think she tagged us as far as when she bought the silk from us, and she was doing an unboxing, and I got to check out a replay of that. Um, so that was nice. Um, but yeah, if people don't tag us, we don't always know. So we like it when people tag us, and hopefully they like what they got from us. That's the important thing to us, is that people actually enjoy what they get, and are going to use it and have fun with it. And we can't wait to see what Dorothy makes with it. Um, let's see. Where am I here? Being out of the house bothers more than staying in these days, says Susan. Um, yeah, sometimes, right? But I like when I go out of the house, I don't need to go out of the house to see anyone. I just need to leave the house for a little bit. Um, and like I said, I don't see a lot of people in my day. I leave the house, come up here to the cottage, usually by myself if Andrew's not here, um, and then go back home. But that's enough. I like, just taking the drive. There's something about taking the drive and just getting out in the air. Now, certain days, if it's too hot, if it's too cold, that's not fun. But I am usually glad for it in the end. Um, Jen says, in New York City, you were walking so much. Yeah, it's true. I was a lot thinner in New York because I walked a lot, but also my metabolism was higher. I had stress, but probably less stress back then, because stress does a lot to us. But my metabolism was also I was one of those kids. I was a very, very skinny, lanky, tall kid. Always. I had trouble finding clothes that fit me because I was too skinny and too tall for most jeans. Um, that's why New York was a lot of fun for me because I could actually buy jeans. Like there was a bigger variety. It wasn't just like the mall. I could go to different places and get jeans that actually fit my waist and were long enough to go down to my shoes. Um, I did that. But now, now my one leg won't even fit in some of those jeans. I feel like I tried to put my leg in them the one day, and I was like, I got like maybe up to my knee, and that was where my thigh used to go in, and now my calf barely fits. I'm like, I didn't realize how much skinnier I was. I was like, I was like probably scarily skinny, but um that's what I was. And now I'm not, and that's okay. It's fine. I do my running once in a while. I do my exercises and generally try to be happy with how I feel. And that's what it's about, right? Being happy with ourselves. Dory says, I was just thinking, what can I make? Because there were so many pretty ribbons. Yeah, you got a lot. You got a lot of them. So I can't wait to see what you make with them. Um, people do a lot of things with them. Andrew has sewn onto them before. We've done kumihimo with them before. Um, there's so many things you can do, and I can't wait to see what you do. And I hope when you do something, I don't know if I'll be able to catch it live. It depends when it's on, but I hope you'll tag us. And that goes for anybody. If you have a YouTube channel and you're using our products or unboxing, you can do that. Oh, am I? I'm trying to read the comments, but Andrew says I'm ignoring Facebook people. Sorry, I don't mean to ignore Facebook people. Um, let's see here. Oh, there we go. I don't know why they're not coming up on here. I haven't seen. Oh, that's why it's not been actually scrolling. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Andrew has been talking over here. He's good thing his good thing I have do not disturb on, but Andrew's messages are one of the very few that get through. They're allowed to come through. Um, so he told me, he's like, why you don't ignore the Facebook people? Didn't mean to, didn't know I was. Sorry about that. Andrew says, I'm just gonna wear plain clothes and then just wear nice jewelry. That's good. Um, the jewelry don't care if I ate an extra donut, right? um, um, let's see. Andrew says, I'm not going to get super dressed up. If I have to lift things, then it'll get wrecked. Yeah, that's the thing. Andrew says, I used to be more social. Generally, I appreciate the times I do make a point to see people. And Andrew says, I look some of my old pictures and I look scary skinny. Oh, well. Yeah, we were both pretty skinny. Andrew says, AKA me. Why ignoring me? Dorothy says, I'll be sure to tag you. Please do. I do try and check the mentions on YouTube. That's one of the other places that I need to look at more often, especially when we're making more friends and people are seeing our things. So I'm going to try and do that and be better about that. But I have been trying to catch up on anything that I missed. Um, Marianne says, crap, now I want a donut. Me too, Marianne. Me too. Um, so yeah, that's that's Yeah, so that all came from that one question from Jen, right? About clothes. That's what we figured out. I don't know what we're doing, but Andrew's wearing normal clothes. I'm probably be doing the same thing. Um, I like to get a little dressed up, so I might if my blazer fits, sport coat, blazer, if it fits, I'm gonna probably wear that. Um, but wear something underneath that's not too dressy, and then put some jewelry on. You know, decorate ourselves. Andrew says, I always want a donut. Yeah, there's pretty much not a time when don't want a donut. I'm pretty much never going to turn down a donut unless it's a kind I don't like, which is, there are a few. There aren't too many, but there are a few. Um, Jennifer says, I have a work in progress with sari ribbon, fabric cuff using a wide embroidery strip. And I made earrings with a bunch of sari strips folded and wire wrapped. Cool. Cool. That's cool for the sari fabric that we have. Um, I know Dorothy got the side stitched silk, which is a little different, um, but it can be really fun to work with too. Um, People have done some fun stuff with that in the past. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Hopefully, Jen, you'll show us what you make too. You can show us in progress photos, y'all. That's another thing I want to mention. We have a group on Facebook. Other than the D-Stash group, we're only in the we're only in the D-Stash group once a week, but we have a group called Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. Um, and that is something that we do. Um, that we you can post in all the time. It's an open group. You can join. You can post stuff. What we really love is when you do post in progress things. A lot of people only post what they've finished, um, but I love seeing the journey too. So don't be afraid to post in progress things in the group. And if you need feedback or want feedback, please feel free to also ask for it because people will give you good ideas in that group. We're all nice people in there. We don't tolerate badness, right? We're not going to tolerate, the bad characters in there. So if people are mean and that they get kicked out. Um, we want kindness, we want warmth, we want community in there. It's about building community, not tearing people down. So feel free to show the things that you're working on. Let's see. Andrew's saying, yeah, if folks want to show collections of beads they want to work with, that's fun too. Yeah, if you have an idea you're just kind of starting to percolate on, feel free to post those pictures in there. Um, Marion says, oh, well, I don't need one. Maybe I will have last of my fried chicken because if I went for one, I would have to get dressed. Well, just mention fried chicken again, and Marianne. I miss the fried chicken, I have to say. Susan says, true confession, I'm not crazy about donuts. Oh, Anita says, that sounds beautiful, Jennifer. It does, right? Um, Susan says, how many AG groups are active? Oh, we've got a few. Um, so we have our polymer clay club. That group is not super active. We are not very active in that right now. That's something that hopefully we can get back into at some point, but um, it's not been a big thing right now. So that one we have, but we don't activate that often. We have our Inspired by Reading book club. These are all on Facebook, by the way. Inspired by Reading book club. That's where we read a book and then we make things inspired by the book. That one is, we're trying to keep active and we're working on that. We just did The Glassmaker. That's the book that I talked about earlier that I got back on Libby that I can finally finish. But we had our book club meeting about that and chatted about that and made things, and it was a lot of fun. So you can join that because we are working on keeping that active. There's the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. That's the main group for Allegory Gallery. If you want to be in our little group with our AG Bead fam, join that group. I think when you like our page for the first time or follow us, it invites you. It's supposed to automatically invite you to that group. Um, and then we have the D-Stash, the Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash group. There are some other ones here and there that we've never really activated yet. We've set them up with intentions, possibilities in the future, but they are not activated. So let's just say that we have those ones that I listed at the moment. Um, Andrew said there's an artist named Julie Cohen, and she does flat lay photos of the stuff she's working on, or working with, and I love them. Huh. Marion says, oops, sorry, but it's so good. I know. Sue says, I miss my mother's fried chicken. Oh, I miss my mom's fried fish because we don't eat fish anymore. And my mom can fry up some good trout. I'll say that. Um, Andrew says, eventually, once the cottage is open for classes, the polymer clay group will be more active. Yes. We also have a Patreon. We do. Patreon.com/Allegory Gallery. And that's where we show you behind the scenes things. You can sign up as a member. I think it's as low as $3 a month. For $3 a month, you can get behind the scenes things. You can get advance notice of things. Andrew really works hard on keeping that up to date. He's on that more than I am, but he works hard on keeping you up to date on that. Andrew says, we've been thinking of changing the name of the Design Challenges group. Yes, that name may change. I finally changed the description of it. We used to use that as a monthly kit. We sold out an Allegory Gallery Design Challenge kit every month, and then we made something and people would show it in that group. That's why it's named that, because it was the name of our kits. And that description was still up until about yesterday or the day before when I finally kind of tweaked that description. So we might continue the tweaking and change the name of the group too. Um, Dorothy says, forgive me, I didn't say hello, Andrew. That's okay. He's over on Facebook. Um, y'all usually, we try and put the comments up here, but our background doesn't allow you to see anything. So that's why I don't have them up for y'all to see each other. But we do try and read everybody's comments as much as we possibly can. Marion says, I do not miss my mother's baked salmon, but a lot of her other cooking. Andrew says, I've been slacking lately on the Patreon. Well, you've been busy. We've both been busy. Let me refresh this to make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. Like I said, I only have 50% battery power on my phone right now. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and we're gonna get started. It's almost an hour in. That's about enough time anyway. That's our normal thing. We're gonna get started with the show as far as selling things. So we normally talk for about an hour, and then we turn the camera around and we show you 30 to usually it's 30 lots on most nights, but we have gone up to in the hundreds before. We do a show sometimes called Total Request Live, and that's where you ask us for things, and then we hunt around this whole place to see if we've got them for you. And that's a lot of fun, but that's not today. Today I've pulled 30 things for you. I actually have a few more, but we're going to stop at 30 because my phone might stop at 30 or less. We're going to try and get through 30. Because I left my bag at the shop with all my charging things in it. So great. So that's what we're going to do. So let me flip the camera around and we're going to start taking a look at the things I've got for you that I've pulled for you for sale today. We're going to start with the big old pearls. We had someone mention that some people here, some of our newbies, like big old pearls. So we're going to see if you like any of these that we've got available, and maybe you'll want them. Let me flip this camera around. We're very low tech. As much as I love tech, and I'm a kind of high tech person, our streams are very low tech. We try to keep it simple when it comes to the streaming. Move this out of the way. I had to make room for our computer over here today because I forgot my laptop in my bag, which I forgot at the shop. So I'm a little bit discombobulated, a little moved over than I normally am. And you know how it is when you change one little thing, right? You change a lot of things when you change one little thing. So we have these big old pearls. Get these in the camera for you. It's not a great view of them, but I'm going to show you each one. The way we're going to do this, these pearls are very nice. They were originally $50 each. I'm going to do a discount for you today, and they are $32, which is really, really nice. So VV1 And what I'm going to do is we've labeled them A, B, C, and so on. I'm going to show you them. If you would like VV1E, for example, send that to us, VV1-E, in an email to info@allegorygallery.com. That's how you can claim. And I'm going to take you through each one of these pearls and show you what they look like. All right. These are big Baroque pearls. Andrew says that's too low. He's already telling me that I'm pricing things too low. Normally, he's the one that prices things too low. Andrew says, we'd love to be high tech, but we'd rather spend money on bringing new things in instead. Yeah, we'd rather bring new things in and give you good prices than spend money on technology. Marianne says, whoa, 32. I know, right? I know. So here we go. All right. Jen says, how very organized, right? Trying to be organized. So this is VV1. Big, giant Baroque pearls. They are drilled lengthwise, top to bottom, longest way. And they are stunning. So this is VV1. I'm not going to measure every unless you really want them, but just to give you an idea what these are about 20 millimeters by 30 millimeters. All right. Andrew says basically a few dollars more than what we paid. There you go. I'm trying to give you a good price on these. VV1, $32. That's VV1A. This is VV1B. Is this one? Nice big pearls. Big Baroque. VV1C. And if you want to see any particular one closer or want more information about it, shout it out in the comments. This is VV1D. And we're back. Our daily disconnection. Hopefully only one today. This is VV1E. Jen says the nacre looks so great. They are beautiful pearls. It looks like we've already sold I. It looks like we've sold I, which is this one. So I'm going to skip that one when I show them to you. This is VV1F. VV1F. And thank you so much for grabbing that one. VV1G. VV1H. VV1J. For the person that bought I, here's I, just so you can see it. VV1K. And VV1L. And these are the big, beautiful Baroque pearls. $32 a pearl only, which is an amazing, I think, an amazing price for this quality and this size. All right. So normally we leave things out, but I'm going to set these to the side because they are taking up the whole display space. Is there anyone, while I'm here, that wants to see any of these closer or wants more information about any of them as far as size or anything like that? Speak now. Speak now. I'll give you a few moments for this to catch up and see if anybody has any questions. And if not, I'm going to move on to some of the other. We have strands of pearls coming up. We have turquoise coming up. But these are the biggest pearls of the night. And they're only $32 each, which is an amazing price. One thing that I do want to say is that sometimes when people see our prices, because we do try and offer you the best we can, especially compared to other places, sometimes our prices are really low. We can't always do that. Sometimes they're higher because we're a small business and we don't have the buying power that some places do. But sometimes we get really good deals. And when we do, um, we 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 give you the good deals too. And sometimes people think that the things are not good quality because the prices are so low. It's just that we don't mark things up as much sometimes as other places do, or we do buyouts, we do a lot of different things. We know vintage dealers, we know Andrew's been in the business a long time. So we know a lot of people, and sometimes they come to us first and we get first dibs at some of these amazing things. So these pearls, very good price. And it's not this price because they're bad in any way. It's this price because, as Andrew said, we're not making that much on them, but we want to give you good prices on them. And we're making some. All right, we've just sold Jay. So I and Jay have both sold. So those are sold. So these two, everyone else is still available. Um, I'll say I think my favorite is C, is this one. I just like the shape of it. It's like like a fin, like H is kind of like that. H has this little extra bubble on it, which is nice too. D is kind of like that. It's a little wavier, but I think the color on this is one of my favorites. C. Dorothy says, can you show E? I absolutely can show E. Here is E. Look at that. Look at that color right there when it hits the light on that side. Ooh. This is E. And just to give you the size, this is 30 by 20. 30 by 20 millimeters. So there you go, Dorothy. That's E. I'm going to put these back, make sure I put them back where they belong. Oh, you said F. Sorry. My screen didn't. My screen looked like it was showing E. Sorry, this is F. So here's F. This one has this kind of almost swirly look right here, which is kind of really pretty. It's got this interesting 3 dots there. That's really cool. That's like things that come in threes, right? And then hole goes this way. Let me measure this one for you too. This one is about 18 millimeters by about 28, a little bit smaller. They are drilled. They are drilled top to bottom, lengthwise, the longest way. Whether you call it top to bottom or side to side, they're drilled lengthwise. There's the hole. So that's F. And $32. If you'd like to claim, just send us an email to info@allegorygallery.com. Info@allegorygallery.com. It's right up here. Put VV1 dash the letter you'd like. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let me check, make sure I'm not missing anybody on Facebook. My comments don't refresh over there. Andrew says, if we did mark things up, I'd probably have an autofin jacket. That's true. That's true. If we did mark things up, Although maybe we wouldn't sell them. Who knows? I don't know. We just got somebody just wants one of them. They let me pick. All right, I will pick a good one for you. So we've sold 3 of these so far. Um, we've sold I, J, oh, cat hair, I, J, and another one of my choosing. So if anybody wants any of those, jump in. I'm going to move them to the side. They will be available at that price for about 24 to 48 hours, probably till the next live on Monday. And then that price is no longer necessarily valid. All right. That's how we do things here. You get a good price during the lives, but sometimes that price can't hold for long. They're special prices for our lives. All right. I'm going to start you out with some pearls now, y'all. Whew. Okay. How many strands of this do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stole these from the store. Andrew says, you probably won't be able to get me fake chicken strips tonight. No. Timing is, unless I run to Walmart. I could run to Walmart tonight. I have to get bags at Walmart anyway for our show. Hoping we sell stuff and need some bags because I'm running very low. So I do need to do that either tomorrow or tonight. So Andrew says, I'm going to take whatever of those don't sell. He's tired of me giving them away practically. So he's like, I'm just going to take the rest. So y'all grab them. Andrew says, I love big pearls. Yes, he does. All right. These are $22 a strand. I have to leave them at that. I really can't do much better than that because that is a really good price for these. I've got 5 strands of these available. VV2. These are look at the nacre on these beautiful peacock pearls. Look at the colors. We're calling these a Baroque peacock. These are vintage, and they are lovely. You get a whole strand of them. Andrew says, correct. Maybe I'll send one to Mama. There you go. She would like that. Look at those. Look at the color. All different colors in there. These are, let me find, there's one. This is 1 strand. There you can see that's what we charge in the store. I got to kind of keep it at that because we already priced these really, really low for people. These are vintage. They are 16-inch strands of beautiful Baroque peacock pearls. $22 a strand, VV2. Andrew says, when I was a little boy, she pulled me aside and showed me a giant pearl that she brought back from the Philippines. That's cute. VV2, I'm going to remove the rest of these just so they're not in the way. But I wanted to show you how good those look together. Let's see, what do I got coming up? All right. Marianne says, very luscious nacre or nacre, whatever you call it. Nacre? Nacre, whatever you say. Nacre, French. She told me stories about her mom and about the little kids who would dive for pearls. Hey, May, thanks for joining us. Thank you for being here. Says, oh, lovely pearls. You missed the big ones, May. The big ones. Rewind if you want to see the big ones. She said they had to be careful or they get their foot bit off by giant clams. It's true. It's true, right? All right. VV. Ooh, VV3. These are only $17 each. Carla's here, says, I joined late. These are so pretty. They're still available. I've still got 5 strands. Nobody has bought one of these yet. 5 strands of those. Says her big pearl's missing. One of my siblings took it. Oh no. That's no good. All right, these are $17. We're considering these a small peacock pearl, we called these. They're a little not as baroque. They're not as wild as the other ones. They're a little bit more uniform, but they're still, they're still a little bit that way. But the color on these is excellent. These may be a little more silvery gray than the others, but they're very, very nice pearls. Vintage freshwater, only $17 a strand. I've only got 2 strands of those. They're hooked together in the hank still, so I'm going to leave both of them out. $17 a strand. For pearls like that, just try and find that somewhere else. Go ahead. I don't think you're going to be able to. Not at that quality. We got these years and years ago. They were already vintage when we got them. And so they're super vintage, really good price. We've sold a number 2. Thank you so much. And I've got one. Let's get a little bit, let's go a little bit bigger before we get bigger. Um, I've about 6 strands of these. These are 19 a strand. VV4. Let's see. We have Blue Sapphire Studio joining us. Thank you so much for joining us, as I'm a big pearl fan. You're going to love tonight because I'm starting out with the pearls. We did the super large Baroque earlier, only $32 a pearl. If you love pearls, you know that is a crazy good deal. So if you missed that, rewind and check those out. We do still have some of those available. This is VV4. I've got 6 strands. I've pulled 4 of them here to show you. These are medium. So these were the smaller size. These are ever so slightly bigger or a little bit more uniform. So the price goes up a little bit. You may call me Maisha. Thank you. I will try and remember that. It takes me a while. Dorothy knows who you are. It will take me a little while to remember everybody's name, but I do try to make it a point to know how to say and know who people are. These are beautiful. These are 19 a strand. They're, like I said, they're a little more uniform or a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Who's saying what? Everybody's saying hello, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have fun with us. Some of y'all missed the chit chat. We normally talk for like an hour before our live shows. And just, well, it is during the live show, but before we actually get into the products, just to hang out and create community. So anytime you can do that, we appreciate that. This is about going on about 9 millimeters for those by about 6. And like I said, these ones, they're a little more irregular, and they're about 7 millimeters. So they're a little bit smaller as well. And so the price is starting to go up a little bit, but it's still a great price. We just sold another number 2. Thank you so much. We've got 3 of those left now at $22 each. We have 5 of them total. We've sold 2 so far. We have 3 of them left. Thank you. Thank you for grabbing them. Maisha says those are gorgeous. Anna says, welcome, Maisha. Autocorrect did not like your name. I need to train it. I know sometimes we got to do that, right? Sometimes we got to train our autocorrects. Marianne says, AG has very nice pearls. Thank you. We try. Now, I will say, for as nice as these are, once they're gone, there's no more. Like, we don't have a constant supply for these. We bought everything that we could from this supplier. So this isn't something that we can have, forever. These are things that once these are gone, we are not, until we find the next person willing to give us this kind of crazy good deal, probably not going to happen, but you never know. We keep our eyes out and ears out. Um, these are gone. Once they're gone, that's it. This is not, these are vintage, these are old, these are not something modern. Anna says, William, can you tell me the size and strand length of number 4? Sure. So strand length, most of these are around 15 to 16 inches. And this strand length is about 15 and a half, going on 16 inches, between 15 and 16 inches. And the size of those pearls, I think they were what would we say? They were about 9 by 6. Yeah, about 9 by 6 on those. Manisha says, oh, how are folks purchasing? Yes. Take down the lot number, VV2, for example, put in the subject line of an email, send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. That's how you claim. That's all you have to do. Please send a new email every time. Don't go and like hit reply to an old email to start a new one. Just send a brand new one every time. Otherwise, things get jumbled up and it's no good. Andrew says, unfortunately, the pollution ruined the water quality. It's true. In olden times, you could buy a pearl army with a single pearl, or you could buy an army with a single pearl, right? Yeah, it's true in history. And it said before the Industrial Revolution, you could get river pearls from the Thames. Okay, am I missing anybody's comments? I don't want to miss anybody. Sorry, I'm having allergy problems lately. Okay, this one is $24. This is the bigger strand. There's only one of these left. And $24, these are a bigger, you can see they're a bigger size. Still beautiful quality. Let me get these. I hate when they fall down on the string. We've just sold a strand of number 4. Thank you so much. We try and tell you in real time what's selling, but we will never, unless you ask us, we will never tell you if you got something or didn't live, because it's nobody's business what you're buying but yours. All right, we keep that confidential. But if you want to know, did I get number 2 or did I get number 1, you can ask us and we'll tell you. We just sold another number 4. We're down to 4 of those. Thank you so much. This is the only one of number 5 that's available. And this strand is 15 and a half inches. And these are, let's see here. Let me grab one. These are about 10 by about 7 to 8. So a little bit bigger. Jennifer says strong colors on that larger pearl string. I know, right? Good colors on those. One of those available, $24. All right. Let me see here. Next up, that's all for the peacock. If you've been looking at peacock and you want peacock, that's it. We've just sold 5. That one is sold out now, so I'm going to take it away. Thank you so much. And if you are new and you've never purchased from us before, please do be sure to send us an email with your real name. If you don't have a real name on your email already, we need your full name and your shipping address at some point, just before the end. All right. We just need to have that information if we don't have it on file already. Now we're going into some gray pearls. I only have one hank of these. There's 6 of them on here. The gray pearls are super popular, which is why I only have a few of them left. Excuse me. Somebody else just tried to grab 5. Sorry, it is sold out. It is sold out. What's Andrew saying? Let me pull this up because his comment is too big for me to be able to read on my tiny screen. One moment. All right. There's a story about how these rich folks had competitions to see who could have the most expensive meal. They were getting wild with gilded exotic creatures. Cleopatra went and said, "That's nice, but I can beat you." And she took off a pearl earring and crushed it and scooped the powder of it into a glass of wine and chugged it. She was reaching for her other earring, and her host forfeited and said that the pearl was too dear and begged her not to ruin it. So that's how they used to be. How wonderful they used to be, right? All right. These are gray. These little gray pearls, $12 a strand only. Vintage freshwater gray pearls. Beautiful color on these. Very uniform color, too. Delightful little pearls. Let's see, these strands. Well, let me see. Let me get a. They've decided to become one with one another. Let me grab one here and give you a length. Well, these are 16-inch strands. 16-inch strands, and oops. And the pearls on these do vary, but they are, I'm just going to grab one here, about 7 millimeters, and they're kind of flat bottomed. I don't know what you call that, but they're a little flat bottom. By about 5, say 5, 4 to 5. And that's VV6, $12 a strand, 6 strands available. We've just sold another 4. Thank you so much. Let's see here. 1, 2. Okay, so there's 2 of those sold. That leaves 4 of those available. We've sold 2 of these. That leaves 3 of those available. The 3s are still available. We haven't sold any of those yet. And I'm going to also, let me check, because we've got some new people, I've got to also train my junk mail. Let me make sure no one is going into the junk mail today. All right. I don't see anyone there at the moment. So we're going to go with that. Okay. All right. Okay. Da, da, da. All right. Moving on. Mikimoto Andrew says developed how to culture pearls. And then we have cultured pearls because of it. Okay, next. These are some of my very favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are these the same? Wait a second. No. Okay. These are the smaller ones. VV7. And we have these at $28 a strand. There are 4 strands available. How's everybody doing out there? Y'all okay? Comments have stopped. I don't see many comments going. Y'all okay? Hanging out? I know sometimes you get so wrapped up in the looking at the stuff. Let me know you're out there. Say hey. These are cornflake pearls. I know there's another name for them. We call them cornflake. They are super cool because they look like cornflakes. And I love using these in designs when you like using them in groups like this, and then put like maybe a round pearl here and do another group of them. They look really cool, or they're super cool as spacers between other beads. They give you a very unique look. They're on here very tightly, but I'm going to try and see if I can pull them apart a little bit for you. Keshi, says Jennifer. Maybe that might be the word. I always forget what these specific ones are sometimes called. If anybody knows for sure. But these are super cool. They're kind of like a gray, They're between kind of a gray and a peacock. They're a really pretty color. They've got lots of pretty colors. $28 a strand. And I do believe they're 16-inch strands. Yes, they are 16-inch strands. And these are the smaller ones. And they are about anywhere from about 4 to 6 millimeters wide. 4 to 6 millimeters. Anna says, need to check my pearl stash. Nice. Dorothy's still here. Thank you for being here. Andrew says, a lot of the pearls actually start out in Tennessee. Well, at least they used to. And he said, the nucleus was made from shells from the Mississippi River. Marion says, it will be a sad day when the last of these vintage pearls will be on the screen. I know. I know. Very sad day indeed. All right. And then you thought we were done? No. Wait, these two strands. These are bigger cornflake. VV8, and these are 32 a strand. The cornflakes are a little bit more expensive. They're more, you don't see them very much. They're a little more rare. And these are the bigger ones. So let me show you strand to strand. You can see the bigger size difference between them. And these should also be 16 strands, yes. And the size on these ones starts on the smallest ones around 7 or 8, and then the longest ones go to about 12. Really cool. Oops, sorry, I keep knocking I do that a lot. This stand is a little wild. It's got things that stick out everywhere. So these are 2 strands, $32 a strand, VV8. Really cool pearls. Andrew says, we actually went to where they used to farm them. Yes, we did. All right. All right. I've got to pick up the pace a little bit because my battery's running dead, y'all. So I'm going to put 2 away. That's these. They are still available. Nobody bought the last one of those. And I'm going to grab the other ones that I have in the tray here. So I can put those all together. $22 ones. And then we have these two, VV3. I don't think I sold any 3s. So those are still available. Those are really nice. $17 only. Don't sneeze on those. Or is that the term? And then 4, these are the $19 ones. We sold a number of those, but I do still have some available. We've just sold one of the 8s. Thank you so much. One of the Keishi cornflake. Larger size. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put 6 away as well. These are the grays. The only grays we've got tonight. I think the only grays we've got left. Well, maybe we do have some pearls in the online store as well. We had some very nice vintage faceted pearls in the online store. I don't know if we still do, but if we do, they're worth taking a look at, y'all, because they are gorgeous. Trust me. If we don't have them, I'll have to see if I pulled them momentarily or if I've got any more around. Andrew said, usually natural pearls are caused by foreign debris from either parasites, infections, or damages to the shell, sometimes red bloom algae. Jen says, yes, Keshi pearls. I just learned that they form without a nucleus because the nucleus is rejected within the mollusks, so the pearls are all nacre. That's cool. Polyculture pearls is that they attach a small piece of mantle tissue on the nucleus and insert them. There's a myth that pearls are caused from sand, but they're filter feeder bivalves and designed to expel the sand. Natural river pearls are tiny and expensive. All right, y'all, let me, my battery's running dead, so I'm going to keep going. These are VV9, and these are $26 each. I've only got 6 of them available. These are beautiful, the kind of white peacock or peanut, white peanut. And oh, we just sold the other 8. So both of the 8s have sold. Thank you so much. That's the larger of the cornflake or keishi. I'm going to put those away so nobody gets confused. We do still have the smaller versions available, though. Andrew says, if you want to show them, you can. Show what? Natural River? I don't know where those are. I don't know where they are. These are the peanut pearls. They look like peanuts. Beautiful. That kind of white heading into a champagne color. Beautiful strands. These strands should also be 16 inches. These are 15 inches. 15 and a half, actually. 15 and a half inches on those. And the pearls generally are about 7 millimeters or so. They do vary, but they're 7 by about 10. VV9, $26 a strand, 6 strands available on those only. They're behind you on the ground in front of the trays next to a tin of shell buttons. I only have about 25% left on my phone, so I don't want to do too much searching. In front of the trays next to a tin of shell buttons. I don't see them. Oh, wait. Oh, there they are. There they are. Jennifer says, those are lovely, so smooth. They are. We've just sold one of the 9s. Thank you so much. Oop. These are the little pearls that Andrew's talking about, natural river pearls. And I don't want to take them out of here because I am a little bit clumsy sometimes. And this, you can see how much that was for those. Those are natural river pearls. Show and tell, y'all. Show and tell. All right. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm going to move on to number 10. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, if you are new and you missed this news or this request, please make sure we have your email address and your shipping address, or your name and shipping address. And also, please let us know if you want us to hold your order to combine it with other orders from future lives, or if you would like us to ship right away. We generally do about $6.50 default shipping, because that's what we're up to right now with the way things are. But we can also combine orders too for you, or we can ship out right away. These are a ringed freshwater, $24 a strand. I've got 2 strands of these available. And these are a nice ringed kind of button, a round pearl. Please put a penny in the frame. Sorry. There's your penny. Let's see. It's Maisha, right? When is your next live? We go live every single weekday, Monday through Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day except Wednesday, we go at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Wednesdays, we go at 3 p.m. Eastern time because I've got a pottery class that night. So we go earlier in the day. So we go Monday through Friday. And then we have a group on Facebook where we sell in and do our destashing. In our destash group, you can search Facebook for Andrew Thornton Project Destash and ask to join that group. All right, these pearls are about 8 millimeters. They're pretty, they're kind of round, 8 by 7-ish on those. They're pretty nice pearls. And strand length is 16 inches on those. Look at them glowing under those lights. Ooh, so nice. All right. That's VV10, VV11. 1 strand of these little babies. Oh, these are, I thought these were going to be more. They're less. They're less. VV11. Kim says, when we suggested pearls, you really came through. Thanks. Such a great selection. Good. I'm glad y'all like them. I tried to ask people what they wanted me to show, and somebody mentioned pearls, so I'm doing the pearls. Beautiful. This is these ringed pearls, but they're a little bit oblong compared to these, which are more round. I don't know all the names for pearls, y'all. Sorry about that, but there that is. We've just sold another 9. Thank you so much. The peanuts. And so these are drilled also where they're not drilled lengthwise, they're drilled the short way. There's only 1 strand of those left. People really like these. We've only got 1 left. $22. All right. We haven't done a pearl party in a while, says Andrew. No. Let me check my battery. 23%. All right. We've gone down only 2% in the last few lots. I think we're going to make it through. Marianne says, the boys aim to please, Kim. We sure do. We try to do what the best for you all that we can. All right. VV12. We're going to get into some turquoise now, everybody. And this is vintage turquoise, and you are going to flip because we did. The prices on these, of course, are, it's old, very nice turquoise, not dyed. It's all stabilized, which is what you want, so it doesn't fall apart, but not dyed. All right. And I'm going to show you a few strands of each one if I have a few strands of them, so you can get an idea because they're, it's all different. They're nuggets. It's all going to be slightly different, but let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these available. And I have to give you the price that's on them because we already took this down to the bare minimum for people. We've just sold 1 of the 10s. Thank you so much. We've still got 1 of those available. This is the turquoise. 1 of the strands of turquoise. Look at these beautiful nuggets. These are $86 a nugget. Or not a nugget, a strand of nuggets. And they have this beautiful, look at this kind of metallic in there. Look at that. I think that's pyrite. I'm not a gemologist, but it looks like pyrite in there. Jen says, love the combo turquoise, pearls, and copper. I know, we had a nice copper show the other day. Pearlapalooza. Manny's talking about Pearlapalooza. We've just sold 11. I'm going to take that one away because that's the last one, and I don't want people to think it's still available. So these strands of turquoise are vintage. They are only $86. Look at the quality. They are not dyed, everybody. Look at the size. They do vary. There are some smaller ones, some larger ones. You get a nice collection of them on there. The colors vary a little bit. Some are a tiny bit more blue, tiny bit more green, but they really are pretty similar. They tried to get them that way when they strung them up. But Jennifer says those turquoise beads are wild. They are delicious. Don't eat the beads, y'all. As much as you want to, don't do it. $86. This is old stock, stabilized Hubei turquoise nuggets. Stunningly beautiful. Anna says pyrite is common in turquoise in US. This is Hubei turquoise from the Hubei mines. And it is delightful. VV12, $86 a strand, 5 strands available. I didn't give you sizes because they are so wildly different. But the strands are 16-inch strands. They are 16-inch strands of turquoise. Marianne says, now you are tempting me to spend July's budget. Oh, no. Oh, no, Marianne. Well, now's the time to get them if you want them. Width-wise, they're all similar. So they're about 16 millimeters, I'm going to say. But they do vary in length. All right. Next up. What do I have next here for you all? Okay. This is the next size down. And these are $70 a strand. There's 2 of them available. VV13. And these are the 2 strands. These are definitely more blue than the other ones were. So these ones have more of a green, especially when you set them beside them. These are definitely more blue. And they still have a lot of that, I'm guessing, pyrite in them. 16-inch strands. Beautiful nuggets. A little bit smaller than the previous ones. That's why the price is a little bit less. Jen says, mined in China's Hubei province for over 2,000 years, it is one of the most historically significant and prolific turquoise sources in the world. There you go. Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't think I'm missing anybody's comments. I hope. And 2 strands of those, VV13. All right. I have 7 strands of these. These are $57 a strand. Nobody's grabbing the turquoise. Nobody wants turquoise tonight? Or are you just waiting to see it all? Hey, Leslie, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. This is a smaller, kind of more uniform, I would say, over these. These are a little bit kind of a messier nugget. These are kind of more of a uniform, ovalish, ovalish nugget. These are $57 a strand, 16-inch strands. Look at that. Oh, I love that metallic look in there. Jen says we're stunned. Don't be stunned too long. They're going to go away. Don't miss out. These are vintage turquoise at prices that we will never, ever, I promise you, ever see again. We've got 7 strands of those. That's VV14. I'm going to move VV7 out of here. I don't think we sold any of the sevens, the smaller cornflakes. These are great for bracelets. They make, just on their own, just to show you, just on their own, they make a great bracelet. But pair them with other things, other stones, other pearls, and they're lovely. That's what I like using them in, making my bracelets. Oh, we just sold a 14. Thank you so much. One of those is now gone. I'm going to move nines out of the way as well. These are the little peanuts. Those are $26 each only. We still have a few strands of those left. So anybody who's new out there, what do you think of our show? You like the stuff we've got? I hope you do. We pull random stuff all the time. Like I said, today we focused on some turquoise and pearls so far because that's what people had kind of requested. This is VV10. We still have one of these ones left only. Last one, $24. But we're gonna start, I have a few more things of turquoise to show you, and then we're gonna start into my random stuff, my really random stuff that I pulled for you today. And get fun with some random goodies. Move these down. That's 12. That's 13. Put that penny back down here. This is 14. All right, VV15 coming up. Okay. Ba-ba-ba. VV15, $125. Sounds high until you see the big nuggets. These are Hubei. Big nuggets of beautiful turquoise. And we're back. We went out again this discussion, this live. Sometimes our signal drops for some reason. We get kicked out for a little bit, but we're back. So these are large nuggets. Look at this strand. $125. We got a really good deal on this for y'all. Beautiful. Susan says the turquoise colors are all different and equally beautiful, right? So it also just got back from Third Friday Art Walk and got to take care of the cats before I settle in. The collective gasp for those giant turquoise beads knocked you offline. Yeah, I guess, right? Something like that. Yeah, hopefully the art walk was fun and you had a good time there, Susan. One strand of these available. They are graduated. The smallest is about 30 by 23. The biggest, I'm going to say, is this one, is about 48 by 35. One strand available. It's about a 14-inch strand, 13 and a half, 14-inch strand. Big nuggets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 nuggets on there. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us. We're doing pearls and turquoise so far today. Let's see here. Susan says, saw some great stuff. Nice. Good, good, good. Okay. Coming up, the next two are honestly my two favorite turquoise strands that we have, that we've probably ever had. We've had a number of these like this. These are the last ones left. They are expensive, but you'll see why. I'm going to show them both to you at the same time because one is more green and one is more blue. And some people like the blue and some people like the green. But I want you to have the choice. If you're going to get one of them, I want you to have the fair choice of what you're getting. I don't want you to get the green and be like, oh, I should have gotten the blue. All right. So this is VV16. Look at these. Beautiful kind of saucer, center drilled coins, um, heishi, whatever you want to call these. They are stunning. So there's the green-ish. And here's the blue. The blue are a little bit chunkier in general. So you're getting fewer of them on there, but they're a little bit chunkier. The green are thinner, but there's more of them. So they're stunning. They are full, at least 16-inch strands. Generally, let me grab kind of a middle ground here. This is about 16 millimeters. And this one is about the same in general. They're about 16 millimeter beads. We've just sold 15. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much. 15. The big nuggets have sold. Put those away so they don't tease anyone else. Move these down. 16 and 17, my favorite. I love those big ones. I love the chunky, but these are just so, you don't see like this much anymore, and not at $175. All non-dyed. It is all natural. It is stabilized, which is what you want. You don't want your turquoise falling apart. And then last turquoise strand of the evening, VV18, $52. This is a nice blue, irregular, we call them tubes, irregular kind of tube shape. These are fun. These are fun to use as spacers. I love asymmetrical, so stuff like this is really fun for me. But these are all, you can see they're all very similar in size, but they're asymmetrical and just a little bit irregular kind of tube. And these are about, I'm going to say about 6 millimeters, 4 to 6, 4 to 7, depending on the one. Aisha says, are you selling half strands too? I'm sorry, we don't. If we sell half strands, it's that we've already had them prepared. But we do not sell half strands. If you know somebody and you want to buy them together and you want to do that on your end, I can bill one person and ship to one person, or I can possibly split up the bill, but I still have to ship to only one person. We don't do the cutting and all that. We're only 2 people. And like I said, I'm the only one of us that does any of the shipping and stuff. So we can't really facilitate that. I wish we could, but maybe someday if we have these long enough and they don't sell, maybe we'll take them down to half strands for people. But at the moment, we do not. We do get that question often. We wish we could do more. The more money we make, tell your friends. The more things we sell, the more money we make. Maybe we can bring in helpers. We've been able to do that at times in the past, where we have shipping helpers and all that, and we can more facilitate things like that. But right now, unfortunately, we cannot. I wish we could. We want to do everything for y'all. That's that's how we are. Like, if we could do it for you, we would do it for you. But we can't do it at the um at the expense of um, you know, getting things out and other people. Sorry, Mr. Andrews. Usually Hubei has more matrix pattern in it, so this is particularly good quality. For these, yes. For these Hubei ones, really good quality, because usually, like you saw in those big nuggets, you saw more of the kind of brown colors, and which are very pretty. But to see Hubei in blues and greens without a lot of that, these are particularly good. Len says, find a bead buddy to half it with. Yes, that's the best way. Grab it, cut it yourself, send it off to a friend, split the money. Lots of apps to help you split money these days. All right, I've got to keep on cooking. I'm going to take these away. These are 12s. I still have all 5 of the 12s. Those were not a hit. Those were not a hit, unless people were waiting to see them all. I think Jen said she wanted to see them all laying together. So if you're waiting for that, there you go. That's the end of the turquoise line. I'm going to put these away. 13s, we have both of these available, $70 a strand. It's the next size down, in more of a blue color. The 14, $57. We've sold one of those, so I still have 6 of these available. Let me show them to you real quick again. Yeah, I think a lot of these turquoise and pearl strands are at least half of what you're going to pay when you get them anywhere else these days, at least. Um, so hopefully you see the good deal. You like the good deals we have. We do our best. Whoa! Okay. VV19. And for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning, just to tease you a little bit in case you missed this, are these giant Baroque pearls for only $32. Look at those. $32. So if you're interested in those, whenever it's over, scroll back, replay, and catch the beginning of the live sale. Andrew's offering to, if you want, you can send us an email and request half strands, but we don't have any help. It's not something we normally do, done on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, that's a harder thing to do because it also impacts my invoicing, because I have to invoice for a half strand, which we're not set up for. But you can send an email, and if Andrew's feeling good and wants to half the strand, he might do it for you, and then I can work on the spreadsheet. Okay. Next up. Now we're going to get into the portion where I can give you a little bit of some deals on some of these things. We often do this. I have some beautiful black spinel. Let me see how many strands I've got of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands. I'm going to try and pull one here. All right, if you love black spinel, I do. Such a pretty stone. These are these black spinel squares. They're a square cut, and these strands are long. I think they're nice long 16, regular 16-inch. With these are vintage. They're a little over. That's a little over 16 inches. No, these aren't vintage. These ones aren't vintage. I don't want to mislead you. Black spinel, but really interesting square cuts. Kind of a square heishi. Our vendor often calls these. And I'm trying to keep this down because I pulled this. Let me just tie this up before I end up losing everything. Okay, there we go. Square heishi. These are approximately 4 millimeters, and I've got 6 strands available. VV19. They were $21 a strand. Tonight, I'm giving them to you for $18 a strand. If you grab them tonight or within about 24, 48 hours of a replay. All right. Normally, I'm not as, I normally take it a little slower pace, but like I said, I'm concerned about my battery. I'm down to 17%. And I've got to get through about 11 more lots. So I think we can do it. I think we'll make it. This was 18. I'm going to give you a really good price. There's only one of these left. Ooh, don't you fall off the edge. $14. VV20 was 18, now 14. This is a peridot. Whoop. Peridot kind of saucer. Vintage strand. How cool are those? Really nice peridot. Saucer strands. $14 only. Was 18. I've got one left, so we're giving you a good deal on it. The strand is 14 inches. 14-inch strand for $14. Really nice quality peridot. And these are about 4 millimeter as well. Look at those together. Wouldn't that be nice? I like that. I love green. I love black spinel. Okay, we've sold 16. The Hubei discs, turquoise in green, that is sold. Thank you so much. We've got the blue one still available if somebody's looking for it. This is it. I don't have any more of these. We've had a few of these over the years. When we got these, this is the last two, or these are the last two that we've got. Well, now this is the last one that we've got. Blue. Blue's my favorite turquoise there. I like that blue. Okay. VV21. What's next? I don't even know. I put a bag together. Who knows? Oh, Marianne went into lurking mode. All right, Marianne. Lurk away. Lurk away. We appreciate all your comments while you can, or while you could. Okay. Oh, we just sold the 20, the peridot, sold out. Let me remove that from the table so everybody's not teased by that. Okay, thank you so much. What shall I show you next? How about these? Really good price on these. I'm going to do them. Normally they're $6 each. I'm going to do them for $4.50 each. There are 7 of them. These are an old. Andrew says VV17 used to be mine. I made several pieces using the sister strands. Yeah, Andrew made some nice pieces with that. These are old African black and white skunk eye beads. And these are antique African skunk eye in black and white. These are $4.50 a bead. Really good price on those. 7 of them available. I'm showing you all 7. They are priced per bead, $4.50. Skunk eye beads. All right. VV22. Y'all. Okay. What can I do for you on these? These are normally 75. I'm going to drop them down to, let's go 55. I'm going to give you a really good price on these. And I've got 2 of them. Andrew says African trade beads originally made in Italy and traded to Africa and parts of the Americas. Yeah, the skunk eyes. They're so nice. VV22. If you want some nice saucer beads, look at these. Let me show you, try and show you one strand. Let's see here. Where is the strand? Pull the strand. There we go. It starts with beautiful amethyst. Then we go into some smoky quartz. Then we go into some rose quartz, back into some amethyst. Then we go into some of the yellow quartz, or yeah, this is, yes, lemon quartz. Lemon quartz is what I'm trying to say. And then you get into some garnet. They threw some garnet in there, and then some clear quartz. And so there are two of these strands, equally beautiful, available. Beautiful kind of saucer shape. Andrew says, I love these mix and match strands. Yeah, you get a little bit of everything you want in there, right? A little bit of everything you want. You don't have to buy a whole strand of everything. These are 55, they were $75 a strand. This is nice quality. Dropping them down to 55 for y'all tonight. 8 millimeters, 8 millimeter approximately. Is that right? They look a little bigger. Nope, 8 millimeters. And these strands are 17-inch strands. They're bigger than 16 inches. They are 17-inch strands. Andrew says they're big strands. They are 17-inch strands for $55. I priced that a little bit lower than I should have, but I'm going to stick with it for y'all for tonight at least. They are not going down to 55 again, probably. But they're really nice. A little bit of everything in there. We've sold one of the black spinels. Thank you so much. We still have 5 of them available. Oh, this is cute. This is just dang cute. This is from our friend Ava. If y'all know Ava Motherwell. Jennifer says, great bead shape too on those mixed strands. Yeah, you don't see, like, these are like saucers, right? Like, you don't see that shape very often. You really don't. You see like a heishi, which has more of a flat edge. You see a kind of a, either a bicone or a rondelle, but these are kind of like saucers. They're really cool. We've just sold one of those. Thank you. We have only one of these left. So those of you who know our friend Ava Motherwell, she has such awesome stuff. And this is an Italian resin bead, and it's an acorn. And that's her price, $11.50, 28 millimeter Italian polyresin acorn bead. So dang cute. Just one of those left. We've only got one. $11.50. I can't lower the price on those. We can't. We don't want to do that kind of competing with our friend. So $11.50. Fair is fair on that. Those are really cool. And one of those available. Let me give you the full. Sometimes, yeah, 28 that way, and this way it's about 18. Andrew says that's the trend for tonight. What's the trend? Pricing lower than I should? Is that what's the trend? VV24. This I thought would be cool for somebody. I've only got one of them. I might have more in the store if people want, but I've got one VV24, $7. This is an Afghan large bell. It's a large metal brass bell from Afghanistan, Afghan, and I love it. But look how it's cut, those facets. That's what I love most about it is the way that they cut this. And this bell is about 20, no, yes, 24. Whew, my eyes, y'all, playing tricks by about 32 millimeters. Andrew says too cheap tonight is the trend. I know. But we want y'all to be happy. We've got a lot of new people here. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. You know, we're a small business. We've been in business since 2011, but we have relied on word of mouth for pretty much every single thing we do. And so we appreciate each and every person who finds us, whether your journey with us is long or short. We appreciate you being here. And we're so thankful for our AG Bead fam. We really do create a family. We check in on each other. We take care of each other. That's what we're all about. Andrew he made a post today talking about how, it's one of the most important things that we feel that we've ever done in life is create this community. Because this community is so caring for each other and so lovely to one another. And it's kind of like our most important life's work, not the business that we made, not the things that we sell, but the way that we've been able to bring people together and create this kind of family. Well, not kind of, it really is a family. And that is VV19, putting those away. Oh, I missed this. Both of these have sold. Thank you so much. Both of the saucer strands have sold. Let me put those away. Thank you. Thank you. He'd be marking the prices too low. Andrew, you could be here doing it too if you want. Why not? Why not? We don't always have all these low prices, y'all. I mean, we do. We try and do the best that we can for people, but um, when we can do it lower, we do it lower. We can't always because we are a small business and we buy in small quantities. We never have usually a ton of any one thing. We tend to try to bring in a variety for you rather than just, one of every one, a lot of one thing is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. For those of you who like lamp work, how about this? I'm gonna bring this down to. You can paint these pins then. No, thank you. You can do that. Andrew says, and I've been in the business for over 20 years. More than half my life has been spent in the bead world. Yes, it has. Well, our business has been here for almost 15 years. So, isn't that wild? We're going to be 15 years old this September. So, for those of you who like lamp work, Andrew says, I'm getting high off the fumes. Look at this beautiful lamp work bead. Now, I don't know, Andrew may know who did this. Dorothy's asking, was VV9 the flakes? Let me look. VV9 were the peanuts. VV9 were the peanuts. The small flakes that are still available were VV7. VV7 are the small flakes that are still available. The large flakes, number 8, sold out. 9 are the peanuts. So I don't know if you're trying to find the flakes or trying to figure out what 9 was. So either way, there you go. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me show you this. I don't know who did this bead. I don't know if Andrew remembers or if this is before we were keeping track, but this is a beautiful lampwork glass. I love lampwork glass. Nice big lentil bead in the back. $24 instead of $32 on that right now. We have a little bit of everything. I told you. We've got the random tonight. Very random. This is about 28 millimeters on that bead. One of them available. VV25. All right. What else do I have in my magic bag here? Oh, I'm having a hard time deciding. I pulled more things than I have the time and the energy to give tonight. Let's see here. Battery energy, I mean. Okay. How about Amazonite? How about microfaceted Amazonite? Really nice quality. We had these at 18. I'll bring them down to 15. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 strands of these only. This is VV26. Are the microfaceted Amazonite. I'm showing you like 8 strands. You can get 1 strand for $15. Really pretty, gorgeous quality Amazonite. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love, love, love that. Really high quality Amazonite turned into these microfaceted rounds. They are about 2 millimeter rounds. They're the smaller ones, 2 millimeters. And let me give you a size. Usually these are about 13-inch strands. Let me check. Ooh. These ones are 13-inch strands. VV26. 9 strands available, $15 a strand. Lynn says, is Vicky here? I haven't done my Duolingo. Andrew says, I think that's a Leah Zinky bead. There you go for that one. I'm going to write that down so that I Leah Zinky. Okay. VV27. We're almost done, y'all. We go to 30 most nights. And looks like my battery is going to hold out till at least then, thankfully. For those of you who grabbed some of the black spinel squares earlier, let me do these for you. Do these. Oh boy. These are another beautiful microfaceted bunch. I think there's 11 of them here. I'm going to say 10 just to be sure. VV27. They were $15, bringing them down to 12. Andrew says, I used to see her at Jane's Fiber shows in Florida. She loved the Orlando show because my mom would bring a bunch of food for everyone. I'd love that too. All right, VV27. These are the black spinel microfaceted spacer beads, or just microfaceted beads. These are kind of rounds. I'm going to say rounds. And I think these are also 2 millimeter. Yep, 2 millimeter on those. And I'll bring this down here because I'm knocking everything around. 13-inch strands. 13-inch strands. VV27. I love black spinel because it has that hard sparkle. You get a really good flash sparkle from those. Nice, and it's a little bit heavier. It's a little heavier stone. It's got a lot of metal content. All right. And VV28. Anything anyone wants to see in particular before I get to the end here tonight? This was 60. I will do it for 45 tonight. Don't yell at me, Andrew. VV28. We just sold 2 strands of the 9 of the Amazonite. So we have 7 of those available still. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right. These are beautiful amethyst rondelles, smooth. This is the weight, 122 grams or carats. I'm not sure. These are already strung up, but we sell them at a price that they're not finished necklaces. We just sell them for the price of the beads. But they are done on sterling silver. This is a sterling silver lobster claw. You can see the 925 maybe right there. There it is. And a sterling silver extender chain. Andrew said that's carat weight. So there you go. 122 carats. That's what our vendor does. These are graduated, nice quality, high quality amethyst rondelles. And we've got 1 strand of these available. They were 60 for the strand. We're doing them now for 45 for tonight. And they graduate from, let's see, the smallest one is about 5 millimeters. And the largest one looks like this one is about 7. From about 5 to 7. And the strands, these are always measured, just the beads alone are 16 inches. So 16 inches with just the beads alone, not counting the sterling part. So if you do get these, you can wear them as is, but you can also take them apart. Most of our people take them apart and use them for other pieces. Just be sure to keep the sterling stuff. We don't want you to not realize those are sterling. VV28, $45. 1 left. That's it. That's why you're getting a good price on that. We sold 1 of these so far. Thank you so much, the Black Spinel. Andrew said, did you know that carrots were originally based on the carob seeds? Susie says, be safe tomorrow and have a great time. Rack up those sales. Thank you. We're going to try. We're going to try. Andrew said, harder stones can often hold an edge better. Nowadays, they can add pretty sharp facets on softer stones, but it's a lot of times it's coated. Yeah, for these are a harder stone. Len says 26 and 27 look good together, don't they? 26 and 27, right? I like that. It was kind of like I had what I have earlier. I had the black and the peridot. Those looked really good together too. I like that contrast. We just sold 28. So I'm going to put 28 away. The amethyst has sold. We've also just sold 18. It looks like 18 were the turquoise irregular tubes. Or did somebody mean 28? I just want to make sure. Because if you meant 28, you missed it. If you meant 18, I think you got it. I always do like to check. When we're on a number that's similar to something that just comes in, I want to make sure. So if you just send an email, make sure. I just want to make sure. Leslie says, good night. Have a good weekend. You too, Leslie. Thanks so much. Excuse me. Oh, I think these are cool. I have 2 of these available. These are $16 each. 2 of them available. VV29. These are a silver plated horn design. Silver plated metal horn design. There are 2 of them available. These would make a great pair of earrings if you get them together. But they're $16 each. silver plated horns, and they are overall, they are about 40. This is a hard one, by about 23, 24 millimeters. So two of them available. VV29. I love those. We sell also a lot of horn and antler beads, and so you mix that with that, it's kind of really cool. And the last one tonight are going to be these 24 karat gold plated horns, and they are $18 each. And there are two of them available. VV30. Oh, you probably can't see it. Let me move this over a little bit. There we go. VV30. 24 karat gold plated horn pendants or charms. Did I call these bead pendants? That's what I mean. And these are about 27 millimeters by 15. 27 by 15 millimeters. Two of those available, $18 per pendant or charm. Jen says the antler beads remind me of Harry. I can see that. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I've got for tonight. I really have more, but my phone's dying. I'd stay and hang out with y'all more. But I'm also getting a little bit of a headache because I need to drink more water. Andrew said those are really popular around here. Yes, they are. Let me flip the camera around real quick, just to say a quick goodbye here. Hello again. So, thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. We're thankful for all the new people that came to hang out with us today. We're also thankful for all of our old friends who've been with us for, some of you, more time than we've actually had our store. So we appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us today and ending this week with us. Remember, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday. Most days, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wednesdays, we're here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark it on your calendars, hang out with us, and have a good old time. Get to know everybody here in the AG Bead fam. We do a chit chat at the beginning. If you missed that, you can kind of rewind and see what that's like. We do it before every show, so we get to hang out with you, just check in on everybody, check in on how your day was, talk about our day, things like that. And we believe in building community, so come be part of our community. Andrew says William is nicer than me. Sometimes that's true. Andrew's pretty nice when he wants to be. um Dorothy says, good night, this was fun, wish I had more money for tonight. That's okay. This is not, we always say this, we have to make money because we are a business, right? So I can't say money's not important because it's what keeps us going and what keeps us being able to do this. The real important part is that people join us, people hang out with us, and people, spread that love and take part in our community. The community building is what we get a lot of good energy and, good feelings about. The money has to be here because we live in a society where money is necessary, right? We have to have it to keep going. That's what it's about for a business. But what's really important to us is the creativity and the hanging out with each other and the getting to know each other and the building the community and sharing the love and building the family and hanging out. So however you can do that, if you can spend, we appreciate it because that's what keeps us going and keeping us able to do this. If you can't at the moment, you never know when you'll be able to. If you can't at the moment, hang out with us still. People sometimes tell us that they don't want to hang out because they can't buy anything, and that's not the point. Because we want you to feel a part of the family no matter what. But if you can, we're not going to turn it away because we have to keep the business going in order to keep all of this going. And the more we get, the more sales we get, The more we bring in, the bigger we can do this and the better we can do this and the more inclusive we can do this. And that's what we're about. So thank you all for joining us here tonight. We hope you'll join us again. If you are new and you have bought something tonight or sent in a request for something, please, please, please make sure that we have your real name, your full name, so we can ship stuff, and your shipping address. I need that in order to know if I need to put tax on things and all that. And also, please let me know if you want us to hold your order for another live, you want to combine, maybe you're going to watch us Monday and you want to combine, or if you want us to ship out immediately and I can start working on your package as soon as possible. So those are the two main things. I will be sending out invoices probably in a few, it's going to take me a while to do this spreadsheet tonight, but I will send out invoices by the end of tonight. And they go out by Square. So you can pay with a credit card. You can pay if you qualify. That's not up to us, but there's also Afterpay that you can use on all of our invoices. So if you qualify for that, you can pay over time. Again, we don't make any of that decision. That's all Square and their business, Afterpay, but it is available to you that way. And that's it. Thank you so much. Again, I have a hard time. I was telling Dorothy this earlier. I have a hard time saying goodbye too because I flip the camera around and then I just want to talk more and more and more. But if I do that, I'm not going to have a phone to ride home with. So I'm going to go. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing weekend. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of you back here on Monday.